Tonight's top story. The elite corporate clique is protected over and over again in Washington, and this time it's another win for Monsanto. The U.S. has raised the allowable levels of companies' pesticide in crops. Despite a number of studies linking exposure to the chemical glyphosate with diseases including types of cancer, the EPA is increasing the amount of glyphosate allowed in oilseed and food crops. Through the EPA's new standards, the amount of allowable glyphosate in oilseed crops such as flax, soybeans, and canola will be increased from 20 parts per million to 40 parts per million, which GM Watch acknowledge is over 100,000 times the amount needed to induce breast cancer cells. Additionally, the EPA is increasing limits on allowable glyphosate in food crops from 200 parts per million to 6,000 parts per million. Now, in the past, Monsanto has long defended their use of the chemical, saying we are very confident in the long track record that glyphosate has. It has been very, very extensively studied. Well, indeed, Monsanto, and according to an independent study concluded in April, the negative impact on the body is insidious and manifests slowly over time as inflammation damages cellular systems throughout the body. Consequences are most of the diseases and conditions associated with a Western diet, which include gastrointestinal disorders, obesity, diabetes, heart disease, depression, autism, infertility, cancer, and Alzheimer's disease. Man, it pays to have cronies at the Capitol when you are running a corrupt and controversial empire. Let's take this business of fracking, for example. That production process involves the injection of fluids and toxic chemicals into oil or gas wells at a very high pressure. Now, this has obviously raised concern over the potential to poison our drinking water. Well, who was the very first company to experiment with hydraulic fracturing way back in 1947? Halliburton. That's right. Now, the Environmental Protection Agency is in place to regulate our drinking water, but Bush and Cheney exempted Halliburton in 2005 from meeting the significant water protection regulations set by the EPA.